Reddit will tell you it's a community, and that's cute. But let's be honest, Reddit is an economy, and the currency is obedience. Karma, upvotes, top 1% contributor, little digital merit badges. From the outside, it looks harmless. You post something good, people like it, numbers go up, and it feels like democracy. But that's not how it actually works in practice. In practice, those systems get captured. They get weaponized by the loudest failures in the room. And once that happens, the platform stops being a marketplace of ideas and it becomes a hierarchy of permission. I'll explain. There's a well-documented effect online called the spiral of silence. Researchers studied Reddit communities and found this. If people believe their view is in the minority, almost 3 out of 4 stay quiet. 70+% just don't speak. They self-censor. They disappear. It's not that their perspective was wrong. It's that they felt outnumbered, so they went quiet. And when those minority voices go quiet, what happens? The majority view looks even bigger than it actually is. And that makes even more people stay quiet. And that creates this loop where one loud narrative walks around wearing the mask of absolute truth. That's how echo chambers are born. In Reddit's entire scoreboard, karma, awards, sorting by best, pushing high karma users to the top accelerates that spiral. Here's something else researchers found when they looked at Reddit. People hold back on saying anything that might get them downvoted. Not because they think they're wrong, but because they don't want to lose karma or status in front of the group. That's not discussion, that's compliance theater. So what you see in a thread isn't what people actually believe, it's what they're willing to say without being punished. That's inherently broken. Now let's go darker. There was an experiment looking at how one single fake upvote or fake downvote on a comment changes the entire thread after it. Here's what they found. Give a random comment one free upvote at the start, and the next person is about 32% more likely to upvote it too. People follow the signal. They dogpile. In plain English, social proof hacks the crowd. You can steer a conversation with one single nudge, and it compounds. So when a few entrenched voices mass downvote something they don't like or mass upvote their own talking points, it doesn't just express opinion. It shapes the reality everyone else thinks is the truth. That's not a town hall, that's stage lighting. Now, why does that matter for us, for tabletop, for TCGs, for culture, for Mage TCG? Because this is exactly how dying ecosystems protect themselves from change. Let's talk about what happened today. We had a post go live, call it 1,600 eyes. Real people, real interest. Out of those, maybe 5 stepped up to speak for the community. 5. Not 5 game store owners keeping tables alive. Not 5 organizers running events in meat space. Not 5 builders. 5 self-appointed gatekeepers. And I want you to hear the script they ran because it's the same script I've seen for years in this space. First move, question legitimacy. Is this even real? Is this AI? Do you even have a game? That's not curiosity, that's border patrol. Second move, demand tribute. Show us your numbers, show us your revenue, show us your market share. Like, okay. Notice what's happening there? It's not, is your idea good? It's, have you already won publicly in a way that reassures me I'm still important? They want you to submit your progress to their court so they can judge it from their couch. Third move, claim seniority. I've been playing for longer than you've been alive. That line came out verbatim. You heard it. I heard it. Surviving inside a collapsing structure is not proof of wisdom. It's proof you got comfortable while the floor was rotting. And then the fourth move, moral superiority. We did it the right way. We spent thousands. We commissioned hundreds of pieces. We are noble. You're not. And the translation of that is, we failed with honor, so our failure outranks your progress. And the fifth move is punishment, downvotes, pile on, mockery. Not attacking ideas, attacking tone, posture, and confidence. That's how Reddit enforces compliance, not by banning you, but by making you radioactive to agree with. Here's the dangerous part sociologically. People watching from the sidelines see that dogpile and they learn the rule. They think, okay, so speaking up gets you burned, staying quiet keeps you clean. And just like in the studies I mentioned, most of them choose silence. So now you've got a distorted reality. It looks like the loudest 5 speak for everyone. It looks like the community has decided, but that's a magic trick. It's algorithmic intimidation dressed as consensus. And this is exactly how innovation dies. Because if every new voice has to first bow to failed voices for permission to exist, nothing new survives long enough to stand on its own. Let's be clear on who I'm calling failed, not people who tried and stumbled. Respect to that. I honor that. I'm talking about the ones who tried, stumbled, and then crowned themselves gatekeeper of the path. The ones who say, we suffered for 3 years, we spent thousands on art, therefore we are the standard of purity and any route but ours is trash. You didn't become guardians of the culture, you just became bouncers at a club that's already empty. And then they call me arrogant for not kissing their ass. This is where it gets funny. They'll say, you're arrogant, be humble. And right after that, they'll demand I reshape my tone, my format, my delivery, my message so that it flatters them, includes them, thanks them, feeds them status, and protects their feelings. That's not humility, that's ransom. That's talk nice about the people who stalled, or we downvote you into silence. That's karma as leverage. And when a platform rewards that behavior with badges, top contributor, high karma, top comment placement, fake authority, it's basically certifying stagnation. It trains everyone to defend what exists, not build what's next. Let me widen the lens. Researchers looking at Reddit across millions of comments over years found that echo chambers don't just trap people with like-minded views. They actually make them more hostile to outsiders, especially when they wander into other spaces. The nastiest attacks don't always come from your enemy faction. They come from people on your side who think you're breaking the script. Sound familiar? We're in the TCG space saying, hey, organized play is shrinking. IRL tables are drying up. Local game stores are suffocating. The same corporations you worship are milking you while letting the culture itself die. And instead of, yeah, let's fix that, we get, how dare you say that out loud, downvote. You defend the castle, I'm pointing out that the moat's on fire. That reaction, that instinct to silence, it's not just annoying, it's dangerous. Because here's what's actually at stake. We are trying to build something for physical play. Real people, real tables, real story. Mage TCG for us is not another product. It's an attempt to bring back myth, community, and shared ritual to a scene that's being strip-mined and resold to shareholders. That's not marketing spin. That's literally the design target. Keep local game stores alive, give players something that feels like belonging again. Put story first, put gameplay first, put the table first. We are not chasing a fast flip, we are not scraping a Kickstarter on day one and vanishing with cash. We're building slow in public. We're building slow in public with the same community we're inviting to literally write themselves into the lore. That's the mission. You show up, you create a character, you become part of the world. You're not a customer, you're canon. That's the opposite of extraction. That's participation. And here's why the Reddit model hates that. Because participation breaks the hierarchy. If you, the player, the fan, the local store owner, the dreamer with a notebook full of mechanics, if you become part of the world, then the self-appointed gatekeepers stop being necessary. They lose the one thing they still have, perceived authority. So they attack, not because the idea is bad, but because the idea makes them obsolete. Let me say the quiet part. A lot of these so-called community voices aren't protecting you. They're protecting their seat. They don't build tables, they sit at them and announce rulings. So when someone like me shows up and says, we're building anyways, with or without your blessing, they feel threatened. They lash out. They circle each other and upvote each other and tell each other they're righteous. And they call that community consensus. No, that's not community consensus. That's coordinated insecurity. And it's killing the place we actually care about. Because while they're busy role-playing high council in a comment chain, real stores are turning into vape shops. Real play nights are thinning out. Real tournaments are shrinking from thousands to a few hundred, and people act like that's healthy because the investors are still happy. That gap, that collapse of the physical scene while corporate profits stay up, it's the emergency we're talking about. Stock charts don't measure soul. They don't measure whether anyone's still showing up on Friday night. So where does that leave us? It leaves us here. I'm not here to be loved by Reddit. I'm not here to farm karma. I'm not here to bow to the elder council of almost made it. I'm here to build a world with people who are tired of waiting for permission. I'm talking to you, not the 5 voices who spent all day trying to posture on Reddit. I'm talking to the other 1,500 who read every word and stayed quiet because they knew that if they opened their mouth, it would cost you imaginary internet points. You are the ones I care about. because you're the ones who actually feel what I'm saying in your chest. You've watched game stores die. You've watched formats get milked. You've watched creativity get reduced to, is it brand safe? You're not cynical, you're grieving. But underneath that grief is still a spark. And here's what I'm offering. I don't want you as an upvote. I want you as a co-author. I want you in the world we're building. At the table, not in the comments section, in the lore, in the design talk, in the real conversations about how we stop this hobby from becoming a nostalgia stock and nothing else. Make a character, bring your voice, etch yourself into something bigger than a thread. Because Reddit will give you karma, I will give you legacy. And that's the actual fight. On one side, systems designed to reward obedience, punish dissent, and crowd the loudest failure as the voice of the community. And on the other side, people who still believe this space can be reborn and are willing to build instead of sit and boo. So here's my ask. Step out of the echo chamber. Step into the forge. We're not here to argue with couch critics. We're here to take back the future of fantasy. Now, let's build that future together.